Welcome to the Bad Seeds Podcast.
I'm Sarah.
And I'm Gordon.
And this is possibly our last episode.
Yeah, this is, if it doesn't work this time, we're done.
We are like Job.
We're being tested.
We are being tested. And you know what? We are losing faith.
So yeah, I forgot to tell you something before we went on.
Right.
So I'm very sunburned. That's obvious.
How'd you manage that?
So I finally feel like a real lawyer. I got paid to play golf.
Woo!
Yeah. Did a round of golf. Was getting paid for it. It's great.
That's amazing. I'm jealous.
Yeah. I mean, I'm terrible at golf, and I got a pretty bad sunburn, but, you know, still.
Okay, were you playing? What were you wearing?
Like polo shirt and khaki pants.
Okay. I was like, do lawyers have to play golf in like a suit?
No. No, I mean, it's whatever the dress code for the...
Oh, okay.
For the golf club
I've never
is.
played golf.
I had never played golf either, but the firm that I work at had like paid to be a team at the Chamber of Commerce sponsored like golf tournament or whatever, and then they weren't being able to fill all the slots, and so someone asked if I played. I'm like, no, unless you count putt.
And they're like, good enough.
And they're like, good enough. I'm like, I don't have anything, and they're like, oh, we have an extra set of clubs. I'm like, okay.
Just like they just have a spare set. Oh my goodness! For
like,
these situations,
it was like someone's grandpa's clubs or something. And this is the thing. Like, you never know if people are being nice or not. They're like, oh wow, like don't get us wrong, you're terrible, but for the first time ever, like holding golf clubs, you're not bad at all.
Oh, that's good. You have a future.
Yeah. Well, who knows whether they were being honest or not.
I'm looking at the future Tiger Woods, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, anything else happening with you?
No, sadly, no.
All right, we've got a new and interesting topic.
Yes.
This was Sarah's idea, so go ahead and lay it out.
All right. Today, Gordon and I are going to discuss spirit animals. All
right. And that actually leads to my very first question.
Okay.
What, to you, is the difference between a spirit animal and if you could be any animal, which animal would you be? Animal.
Okay, so I believe the difference is that your spirit animal is at your core what you are, and the animal you want to be would be what you aspire to be, which at many times can be very different.
Okay.
Because say that your spirit animal is a fish, but you wish you weren't scared all the time, you wish that you didn't always have to swim in groups, you hate being in school, but you would wish to be a shark.
Right.
That's what I...
Well, I mean, but isn't that like a spirit, I don't know, family? Like, fish is pretty broad.
Right. Well,
like
I don't know.
There's spirit piranha and there's spirit, like, minnow.
Okay, your, like, spirit animal is like those silver fish that there's, like, a whole bunch of them at the aquarium. I don't know what they are. But, like, say that is your spirit animal. But doesn't mean that you can't... Maybe you want to be a tiger whale. Tiger shark.
Okay, I take your point.
How about you?
Is what the difference?
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's sort of like that. So there's levels of introspection, like, unless you're just someone that says, like, oh, RuPaul's my spirit animal or whatever. Like, you actually like think about, like, oh, like, what do I think I am? But it also means you have to, like, anthropomorphize animals a whole lot.
That's very true.
So, and sort of like to me, the what animal do you want to be is a lot easier. Like, I want to run fast, so cheetah. Mm-hmm. Or I want to be awesome, so anything that flies.
Oh, so you think birds are awesome?
Yeah, no. If I could be anything, would definitely be a bird of some sort.
Interesting. Well, okay. What if we won't get into what is your spirit animal, but what animal would you want to be?
All right. So this I have put a lot of thought into. If I could be any animal, I would be a raven. Because several reasons. One, flying, requirement. Always has to be a requirement for me. If I'm going to be an animal, it's got to fly.
Okay.
Because flying is great. But they're super smart. They know how to use tools.
Yes.
And they can be taught to speak.
What?
Yeah.
English?
Yes.
What?
Like no. Like parrots.
Oh. ravens speak.
Yeah, they can.
I love it. I believe it. They're
Um,
smart. They're smart cookies.
And I mean, it also goes into like I had a not quite but close to goth phase, so being like all black
Yes.
doesn't hurt.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
you don't want
that's
to be
mine.
the crow. You want
Right.
to be the raven.
A raven. I'm okay with
A
being
raven.
a raven.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be mine. If you either one for you, do you have spirit animal or do you have if you could be any animal, what would you want to be?
Well, I guess the next one we'll do. What do we think our spirit animal is? The animal I would want to be, I would want to be either my grandma's house cat because they are really spoiled and they have an amazing life,
Okay.
or a very pampered dog.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that actually brings into something we can circle around to later towards the end. Because I think there's also a difference between spirit animal, what animal would you be if you could be any animal, and what is your favorite animal?
Yes, definitely.
Because my favorite animal is definitely going to be dogs. Because they're the best.
That's a good choice. It's a very good choice.
They're the best. Even if I would want to be like a tiger or something, that wouldn't be my favorite animal because tigers would eat me.
Yes, or pee on you.
Or pee on me.
Yeah.
Or pee on me and then eat me.
Yeah. I know some people that, like, it's all three. Their favorite spirit and what they would want to be are all
Right.
the same. Chris, the answer is wolf for all three questions.
I really like... Oh, that's something that we'll get to... Okay, we need to do some spirit animal talk since it
Yes,
was your idea.
I know it. Yeah.
So let's do some spirit animal talk
Okay.
before I get back into my other questions.
All right. What do you believe is your spirit animal?
So, okay, I have been thinking about this for like a week, and I have not come up with a good answer
Okay.
because, one, I don't do a lot of anthropomorphizing of animals.
I
So-
do. I really do.
I mean, yeah, they just seem like what they are as opposed to having some spiritual connection to me. I mean, I could be like, I don't know, something and be like, oh, my spirit animal is human.
Right.
Humans are animals.
There you go. I buy that.
But so funny, like, I don't know. I'm not a dog. Like, we have a friend Brian who's totally a dog.
Really?
Brian's yes. Like he's sort of happy and like likes people and makes Sierra scratch him behind the ears all the time.
All right. I wasn't getting a dog vibe, but
It wasn't until like he talked about it, I'm like, I totally see that.
I don't know. I'm really bad at assigning spirit animals,
Uh-huh.
though. I mean, I don't necessarily disagree with it. It just wasn't jumping out at me as that is the answer.
Your spirit animal idea? Was it told to you, or did you come on?
I've been told that my spirit animal is a sloth.
I have a picture I need to find of a tiny baby. I'm pretty sure it's a two-toed sloth waiting.
I love sloths. So
Well, the right kind, right?
yes, I love two-toed sloths. And the reason that I've been told and that I am inclined to believe that they are my spirit animal is because they're lazy, and I'm very lazy. And they love cucumbers. It's like Halloween candy to them. And I feel the same way about cucumbers.
And Halloween candy.
Oh, and they like to swim, and I like to swim.
There you go.
But they only poop once a week, and I don't do that.
Yeah, then there's things that would be fun to be a spirit animal, right? Like otters are great, but I'm not like playful and cute. That doesn't work.
Right.
Um,
Yeah,
Like-
I'm slow. I don't know. I'm fast at some things, but I don't know. I'm probably not actually a sloth. I'm not as lazy as I say I am. I aspire to be more lazy than I really am.
right. It just never quite works out.
Never quite. At the last minute, I'm a procrastinator, but then there's that 10% of time where
Where
I
you're
get a
okay,
lot done.
real
I get
fast.
a lot done in 10%.
Yeah. So spirit animal, I am apparently not spiritual enough to have a spiritual connection with an animal,
Mhm.
and I've never even had someone be like, "Oh, yeah, you're totally a blah."
I would try. I'm really bad at it. We need to find somebody who knows. Well, Chris assigned my spirit animal. We could ask Chris, and he could give you one.
Oh, we could go like one of the like palm reader places.
Yeah. Oh, we should do that.
Like, hey, we don't need our fortunes told.
Yes.
We just need
Just
you
tell
to tell
what
us
is our spirit
animal.
animal. Oh, I love that. Oh, next episode.
Right. If this works out, we
If
can do
this
that and
works
report
out.
back.
Yes. Oh, that would be fun.
All right, what else do you have?
Okay, I have many questions.
Okay.
To tie back to Lost episode 3, is your spirit animal and your Patronus the same?
I mean, that was what Harry Potter would make it sound like, right?
I don't agree with that, but maybe.
Maybe because there were people like it was an otter
Mm-hmm.
and then like a doe, but like was that her? Was that Lily's spirit? Like,
Yes.
Right, but was it her spirit animal or was how crappy is it if she only got her spirit animal because James was a stag?
I feel like they'd have. No, I'm assuming that they probably happen independently, and that's how they knew they were meant to be together.
Right.
Maybe that
but
proves
Snape
that they were good.
specifically did turn his to a doe
Right.
because of his obsession.
Right. I don't know. We don't have any backstory for that. But I want to say Tonks's Patronus changed. So I think they can change.
Right.
So, but your spirit animal would.
Was hers the one that was an otter?
No, that's Hermione.
Yeah. She doesn't seem to be very much of an otter to me.
Who knows? I don't know.
Anyways, if I had any control over my Patronus, would make it something big
Uh-huh.
and, protectory, regardless of what my
Spirit animal
spirit
is.
animal is, yeah.
Yeah, I don't believe they're the same. I believe they could be, but I
Right.
don't necessarily. And the reason I think that is because Snape chose his to be a doe
Uh-huh.
because he's creepy.
Yes, he is.
That I believe it probably is more of a reflection of what your spirit animal is. I know that if I guess so it's like I think my spirit animal is a sloth.
Oh my god, how awesome would a sloth Patronus be, though?
But I know that my Patronus
Oh,
wouldn't be a sloth.
no.
No.
The Dementor
yeah, the
got
Dementors would
by
get
me.
real close to me before my sloth could get. But I know that my Patronus wouldn't be a sloth. I know that if I had a Patronus, like I know in my heart of hearts, it would be my dog Porky. Like I know that that's what would come out.
Okay.
Like I know for a fact.
I believe you.
I know that that's what my Patronus would end up being, but I don't think my dog Porky is my spirit animal.
Right. That'd be weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like for mine it would be like as cliche as it is, like a wolf or something.
Yeah.
Because wolves are really cool, man.
They are cool. I got a pet one time.
I feel like coyote, but I'm not. Although I don't know, a trickster Patronus could be fun.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. So you would want a wolf my next question was what would you want your
I would go for a wolf, or you know what? No, Patronus coyote would be fun because you could like do trickstery stuff with your Patronus. Like it would still like chase the Determinators away,
Yeah.
but it would do the Dementors away, but it would do it by like biting on the end of their cloak and tugging at it,
Yeah.
and like tricksing them and stuff.
Yeah. A fox would be cute too.
Fox would be nice, yeah.
Yeah. I know for a fact that mine would be Porky. Okay. Do you believe that a spirit animal could be a mythical creature? Like does it have to be?
That is related to one of my questions.
All right then.
Yes. So, I don't think spirit animals are a real thing.
Right.
And because of that, I don't think that the bounds of spirit animals are limited to
Actual
animals. It's what you, sort of like you said, what you identify within yourself.
Mm-hmm. So, believing that, how come you didn't want a dragon?
Okay,
They can
So-
fly.
we're gonna go to my last question on the if
Okay.
you could be any animals
All
question,
right.
which if you could be any fantasy creature,
Yeah.
what would it be?
Dragon.
I would
No
be,
hesitation.
I would be a griffin.
Oh, okay.
You get all of the bonuses of being a dragon. You fly. You're awesome. You're mythical.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, you don't have the they've gone too mainstream and sold out kind of thing. Like griffins are cool, but they're still sort of under the radar. Plus, I sort of dig the whole like lion back half, bird flying front half is just sort of a cool. They always like look pretty cool. So yeah, and I know like the breathing fire part, meh, I could take it or leave it. So griffin,
All
definitely.
right. Yeah.
And not a hippogriff because, come on, horses.
Yeah, I've just always been obsessed with dragons, so
I mean,
that's probably
that's a lot of
spirit
people.
animal. From a young age. If you ever, anybody who knows me knows I don't really wear earrings, but I have probably a dozen dragon earrings.
So when you think of a dragon, like describe what you think of when you think dragon.
When I think dragon, I'm thinking big ass lizard with wings.
Okay. Does it have like a long neck?
Sure. I think Trogdor.
So a half person?
Where it's got majesty all over it.
Right, but
2 consummate S's.
big beefy arm.
One beefy arm, little spindly legs. No, I think like just big lizard that's got scales and like probably some horns. Got really pretty eye, maybe some cool colors, and wings.
And are
danger.
They like black?
Power.
Are they bat wings or are they bird wings or are they?
I guess bat wings, dragon wings. I don't know.
Right.
I mean, they're big. They're big wings. Powerful
Right.
wings.
So it's 4 legs and 2 wings, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's all different versions of dragons.
Oh, I know.
So.
I know. But yeah, lizard wings attached.
So there's been a move lately to make them more cat-like.
What?
Like
I'm not on top of, I guess, dragon evolution.
well, because one thing, like lizards, right? They splay their arms out to the side, whereas cats are more graceful and they have that sort of whole dangerous thing to them. They'll still have long necks, they'll still have long tails, and they'll have wings, but they'll have sort of more of a cat-like body, and their face will have like sort of cat-like features.
Oh. I have to look that up.
Because they'll also have like the slit eyes, which cats can have in addition to lizards and snakes and stuff. So, and a lot of people who the overlap between people who like cats and people who are the kinds of nerds that think about dragons a lot probably has some overlap.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I believe it. All right then. We got a griffin. We got a dragon.
At least they're both flying.
We can fly. All right. Here's another question I have. Can you have multiple spirit animals? Can they change over time?
I mean, I feel like they can definitely change over time. I mean, it could be, well, again, since I don't think that it's a real thing, right? Like, if your conception of yourself, or sort of to go with what you said with fate, with like, if you could be any animal, like, because spirit animals, I feel like, are both a reflection of what you think you are and what you want to be. Like, if someone says that their spirit animal is a fox, like, they probably already think of themselves as cunning and clever and everything else, but that's also what they value. Like, you don't say, like, you're a spirit animal is something that you dislike about yourself, right?
Well, I mean, I don't like being lazy.
Right. But people aren't like, oh, yeah, I'm just like a guppy. I sit around and don't do anything and, like, suck scum off the side of...
You know what? If anybody out there, spirit animals a guppy, please contact us.
Yeah. Would respect
like that
it,
you
whatever.
genuinely... I don't know. Some people are, I guess, more honest with their self-reflection.
Right. But so if over time, like the lens through which you see yourself changes, your spirit animal could change that way. Or if it was a more legitimate thing, like if you were someone who went through a really big trauma, or had a kid or whatever else, and like it changed just your entire outlook on life in the world, that could also change what your spirit animal is. Or your spirit animal might stay the same, but your lens through which you saw your spirit animal could change. Like, so to go to the wolf thing, because wolves are awesome, like, you could early on be like, oh, they're like such great hunters, and they're fierce and powerful and strong, and da-da-da-da-da. And then later on in life, and they're loyal, and they're family creatures, and they protect one another, and so it could just be that what you emphasize about your spirit animal could also change.
Yes, that's very true. I agree.
Okay. I want to go to some of mine. So
Okay.
this is more of the if you could be any animal, what would you be? But I also think can inform the spirit animal, right? We've already done the any animal.
Yes.
But so we're gonna have to double up a little bit because I'm breaking it up. So land animal, sea animal, air animal.
Oh, okay.
But you can't double up and say like, oh, well, I was already gonna be a raven, so I'll just choose raven for air.
Okay,
animal.
I got it.
Diversify. So if you could be any land animal, what would you?
Any land animal. Any land animal. That's a great question. I think I might be a jaguar.
Cool. Like climbing trees.
Yeah, I was like, I could be in the trees. I could be on the ground.
Jump down on people.
I'm like super beautiful. I
You
love
like the
it.
prince.
Yep, I
Already?
love it.
All right. This is where I would go wolf.
Okay.
Because of both of the things I said. They're really great hunters, blah, 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 blah. They're also family-oriented, da-da-da-da. There for each other. But also, they have the potential to become dogs.
Yes.
And I do very much like dogs.
That's a great answer. Wolf is a very good answer.
Air animal.
Air animal. Ooh, child. Let me think.
Flying squirrel. That's not for me.
Sugar glider. Ooh, let me think. I don't know much. I don't know too much about bird. A pigeon.
Really? What?
Yep.
What would you say that?
I love pigeons.
Really?
Yeah, pigeons are about the coolest bird on the planet, I think.
Interesting.
Yeah, they got so many cool things about them. They can produce milk in their throat. They can find their way anywhere. Homing pigeons. They can roll on the ground if they're rolling pigeons. They carry messages. Oh, and you can shoot them a bunch of times, and they still live.
Okay.
Pigeons are awesome.
There we go. My secondary air animal, I mean, probably would be like some kind of an eagle. Not because like the majestic and everything, even though they sort of are. I just feel like
Patriotic.
I feel like the soaring is really cool.
Yeah.
Like because most birds got to flap a lot, but the big raptors could just like hang out in the sky.
Yep.
I feel like that'd be fun. Ooh, maybe a peregrine falcon because the diving. Yes,
Yes,
new answer.
yeah.
Peregrine falcon because they can both do the soaring, but also
Yes, they are pretty cool.
and sea animal.
Sea animal. Ooh, that is a good question.
This was the hardest one for me to think of.
Oh man. Oh, I know what I think is the cutest, but that's not what I want to be. Oh, I'm trying to think of something that's like a shark of some kind. A shark, definitely some shark that's not endangered, some shark that's not picked on, some shark that's pretty badass.
Do you want to be a hammerhead?
No.
Because they're weird looking.
No. I'd say tiger shark, but I think they're endangered. I want something that's not endangered, so I'm not constantly worrying about my life. Are great, I guess. Ooh, those sharks that jump out of the water. Like there's like these great whites I think in South Africa that just like fly out of the water. I want to be one of the. I want to be whatever sharks are flying out of the water.
My answer is manta ray.
Oh.
It took me a while to get to that.
So cute.
And they're freaking huge.
They are gigantic.
I did not realize how huge they
Yes,
are.
I kind of want to go to Hawaii just to swim with the manta rays.
Yeah, not a stingray because I don't want to kill Steve Irwin.
Right.
I
do love stingrays.
But manta rays, they're huge.
They're huge.
They fly, sort of.
Yes.
And they do the jumping out of water thing, too.
They're cool.
And they
yeah.
go for a while
Yeah.
while they're in the air because they've got those wings.
Yep. Nope. They're really cool. Manatees are cute too, but they are. Oh man, do they get killed easily?
Yeah. Oh, propellers.
Yep.
Okay, we've already done fantasy creature. The one I had before that. First, I just wrote any dinosaur. But then I thought, okay, let's expand it a little bit. Then I went dinosaur, any extinct animal, but that doesn't quite work either because there's been a lot of animals that have gone extinct in the last 100 years. So what I really mean is dinosaurs or other prehistoric animals.
I see.
So saber-toothed cat, woolly mammoth, those count, but like dodo bird, no.
Okay, poor dodo bird. for. Oh no, what's that kind of jaguar? There's a jaguar that's going instinct. Like it's legally instinct because there's only like 35 left in the world. I would go for. I think a brontosaurus.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
When I was doing just dinosaurs, I went with the Ankylosaurus.
What's that?
It's like a Stegosaurus, except for not like. So it's got armor on its back and its head, but it's more like an armadillo.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about.
And then it's got the tail that it hits things with, but instead of like having a spiky tail like a Stegosaurus, it has a big.
Yeah, the barb.
No, it has like a big
ball
like
thingy.
a mace.
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about.
So I thought that would be cool. But then when I was like, ooh, but if I expand to any prehistoric creature, I feel like woolly mammoths were actually where it's at.
They are cool. I saw a mummified one.
Oh yeah.
In Chicago.
Scientists ate woolly mammoth like a couple years ago.
Oh, that's so gross.
Like there was one that had been frozen and preserved
Ew.
for thousands of years, and so they actually cooked it.
Ew, that's gross.
I mean, they said it was gross too, but I mean, that'd be a story to tell.
Yeah, it's just not a story I'd want to tell.
Well, okay then. All right. You have anything else to say about your spirit animals? Let's go.
2 more questions. Can a person be your spirit animal?
Ooh, no. I mean, unless you're really going through the whole just no. Because I think having an individual creature as a spirit animal doesn't make sense anyways. Like, even if someone's spirit animal was gorillas, you wouldn't be like, oh, Coco the gorilla is my spirit animal.
Yeah.
Like, no, Coco the gorilla is busy. It has her own life to live.
Right.
So even if you were going to go with, like, oh, humans are people, like, humans are animals, and so whatever, that wouldn't work for me. Because it's a weird level of obsession that only people like Snape have.
Yes, so true.
When I was thinking of extinct creatures, though, I was thinking of, like, Australopithecus or...
was it Old George?
That was Lucy, was the Australopithecus.
Yeah, but I was thinking about, what's that tortoise that died? That was the last one. Lonely George!
Oh, Lonely George, yeah. No, but I was thinking of, like, pre-humans that had like, gone extinct on the way to being human. Like Homo erectus, maybe. That could be my spirit animal.
That'd be interesting.
But I've never met one to know for sure. Neanderthals, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, individuals as spirit animals doesn't make sense to me.
Okay.
Final question.
All right. Do people with the same spirit animals get along with one another? Or would it be, say, that there's multiple wolves, they get along because they're pack animals, but people who have, like, a more solitary spirit animal, a la a black widow, wouldn't get along with other black widows?
I think, okay, it'd be 2 things. Like, first, the opposite attracts thing is sort of, it's true when it's true and it's not true when it's not true. But I think you really need for a long-term relationship is either to like the same things about each other,
right?
Or to have something that fills in that helps fill in like blank areas. Like I like people that are really nice. Like even though I am not a particularly nice person myself, I'm not like mean or whatever. But anyways, because being around them like makes me a nicer person. Whereas maybe someone who is too nice, being with someone who is more assertive would make them more likely to be able to stand up for themselves.
Right.
So, if someone was like, "Oh, black widows because it's solitary and don't need to like rely on other people because that's weakness," if they were with someone else that had that same mindset, that would probably work. Only because if someone that wanted someone to rely on would not be someone that person would find attractive. But if the things they see in themselves are not something that they would actually appreciate in another person,
right?
That wouldn't work. Like someone's spirit animal is a cat or whatever. Like, oh, they just don't give a shit and they're cool and aloof and above it all. But as we also know, cats want to be adored and paid attention to.
Yeah.
So someone whose spirit animal is a cat, another cat they'd be like, why don't they love me?
Yeah.
And only the times when I want them to. So yeah, it would be more about how the two animals linked up together. And even with like wolves, if someone was like, "Oh yeah, they're really devoted pack animals and blah 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 blah," and the other person, "Oh, they're solitary, like they're hunters and they, are strong and self-reliant or whatever else," like those don't intersect.
Right.
Either.
But lone wolves are not that common.
Right. Lone wolves are a bad thing.
Yes.
Like if you are a if you're a wolf and you're a lone wolf, it's because your pack has died or you've been ostracized.
Yeah.
So you don't actually want to be that.
Nope. I can't remember how it went exactly, but so I have a friend, and it wasn't like spirit or some spirit animal or what, but he was saying something that like he's a lone wolf or something, and then he was like, I can't remember, but he was like, yeah, but what happens to a lone wolf? And then I was like on the other side of a cubicle, and I just say, you're gonna die alone.
Right. They starve to death is what happens.
You die alone. That's what happens.
All right. Any final thoughts about spirit animals or favorite animals or any of that?
Well, let's see. Oh, do we talk? So, what's your favorite animal?
Dog.
Dog. That's right. Did I say what mine was? It's a two-toed sloth. I think is my favorite animal. I'm feeling confident that that's my favorite animal. It could change. I'm sure.
Yeah. I mean, when I think of favorite animals, I think of something, and people do it differently. Any answer is like a legitimate answer. But to me, it's like favorite to me is something that I would deal with on a daily basis.
Ooh.
So, although I like the idea of tigers and bears and lions and whatever else, if I was around them all the time, day to day, that would not be a happy life for me, probably. Whereas if I had a really cool dog, that'd be really cool.
Yeah. Ooh, I don't know if I could live with sloth. They are so hard to keep alive. Oh my gosh. Sloths are impossible to keep alive. Their temperature has to be a certain thing. They have a really specialized diet. Oh, they are delicate. Delicate. And they would exhaust me to take care of them every day. But they're so cute. They're so cute. I don't know.
Right, and some people don't emphasize that when they're thinking about what their favorite is. Like, there's not a lot of people who are like, "Oh yeah, tigers are my favorite animal." They don't actually usually imagine like day-to-day living with tigers.
Right, it's very true. I'm trying to think. I don't know if there's any animal I could live with day-to-day. That's true. I'm a big animal lover, but gosh, their work. And and as we all know, my spirit animal is a sloth, and I'm lazy.
Lazy.
Yeah. All right, I think I'll stick with sloth as my favorite.
All right. So, do you feel like you feel any differently about the idea of spirit animals or any of that than you did before?
I like your idea about the humans can't be your spirit animal, because sometimes I think it would be cool to say like so and so is my spirit animal. Sometimes you see somebody and you really connect with them, but I like the idea that you can't.
I mean,
individualize.
Until recently, we would just say blah 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 is my soulmate.
Yeah, I have so many soulmates. No, that's not true.
Right. There's some comic I meant to show to you. I still will after this is over. It's an XKCD strip, I think, where someone basically says like, "I just wish that everyone was forced to actually like go on a quest with everyone who they've ever called their spirit animal."
Oh.
Yeah, because
like
that's usually spirit animals, like when they actually come into stories, like are there to like lead you on a path or something.
Oh, a sloth would not lead me very far.
You would just go like
you would find me like you'd be like, you're gonna go on this journey for months. You would find me in the same spot.
Right. It's about patience, really.
Yes, it's a journey for patience and enjoying the simple things.
I actually feel good about this. We went way long the last time we tried the Bad Seeds podcast. This one's going to be like short and sweet.
Hopefully it works.
Yes, hopefully it works.
All
and
right.
if it does, we'll see you next week. And if it doesn't, then we probably
farewell.
won't.
Sayonara.
This has been the Bad Seeds podcast.
I'm Sarah.
And I was Gordon.
Bye.
Bye.